You are listening to Main Character Manifesto wellness, mindset, and identity shifts that help you live the life you don't need an escape from. I am your host, Ceci, and around here it's simple eat what you love, move with purpose, think bigger, and show the hell up. Are you ready? Let's get into it. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? We are in February. Wow, I swear, I think this month, I feel like I've lived 1,000 lives already. I think we just had like a new moon or something, or a full moon. I don't know what it was, but it dragged me. It grabbed me by the hair and it dragged me like down the street. I think it was Monday that I woke up and it was just, I was done. Like I could not function. So emotional. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I know my mom was probably like, what is going on with you? And I blame the moon. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm blaming the moon. I don't know. I also think that it has something to do with the year of the snake closing up and the year of the horse is starting on February 17th. So I truly think that we are closing these loops. We are closing these ties that we've had to attachments over the years. And this is the time where we are releasing. And I am definitely feeling it. I wish this was like a two-way conversation where I could be hearing your guys' responses and hearing what you guys have been going through. But, there's always the comments. So message me, comment. I want to know, like, what are you guys feeling? Because, damn, it was just rough. It has been a wonderful new year so far. I think there's been a lot of movement going on, a lot of really good energies. I've manifested some really great things, and I think that also probably pushed my energy into a certain type of way. Okay, so you guys know how I always talk about your container, right? So your ability to receive, it's almost like if you have this bowl, right? And this bowl is your capacity for receiving whatever it is, or your capacity for expansion. So let's say that you have a new job, right? And you go to this job and you only have certain skills that you know what to do. And this job requires you to use a bigger bowl, but you're like, I can't use a bigger bowl because my skills only fit in this bowl. So that means that I would have to go out and buy a different bowl so that I can expand and allow for all of these other things that I need to do. But then what that means is that you have to let go of things from the past and then you have to allow for things to come into your life, right? So, this expansion that I'm talking about, that certain things in my life that I've been manifesting and then they came in, and then I feel like things kind of shake you up a little bit and then you really realize that the work is never done. The work that we're doing is constant and it's growth and it's not about us. What this season is teaching me is that it's about the purpose, it's about giving to others. How can we serve other people, but at the same time be authentic and at the same time not forget yourself and really pour into yourself because it's a really crazy thing to think about when you realize that, yes, my purpose is to serve and to give to others and to add to other people's lives, but you can't do that unless you have done that for yourself in a certain way, right? So there's a very different thing when some people think pouring into themselves is a selfish thing to do, but It depends what you're talking about, right? So when you are being really selfish in a way where you're only thinking about yourself and that directly hurts somebody else, yes, that's selfish. But when you are, let's say, I talk to a lot of mothers, and when they tell me I feel selfish to go and get a massage, or I feel selfish if I go get a 30-minute workout, I tell them, what would you tell your son or your daughter if they wanted to go get a massage because their shoulder hurt, or if they really knew that they wanted to start working out to better their health and they didn't have the time and they only had these 30 minutes? They would very much encourage them to go out and do these things, right? So I think life just likes to remind us all that we really need to slow down, be more mindful. Yes, be of service, but you need to take care of yourself first because our body, our mind, our life is a gift that we were given. And so many people don't get to keep it, right? There's a lot of people that are sick. There's a lot of people that have gone through a lot of things and maybe they die really young or maybe they're bedridden, they don't have the health. So the fact that we are even walking, breathing, talking, that we can see, that is like such a huge gift within ourselves, right? So today's episode, I really wanted to talk about age and how people think that they're late for things, right? So I was scrolling through Instagram and I came along this one creator that I follow and I enjoy her content. She's single. She wanted to be married. She wanted to have a family and she wanted to do all of the things that people always say that you should do, right? Our society says, okay, get married, have babies, and do, have the white picket fence and the 2.5 kids and the dog and whatever. So her journey has been going through life and realizing that she's not waiting around for Prince Charming to come and save her. So she decides to do it herself. I feel like I've definitely taken on that role as well. So I really enjoy her content because it shows women like me and other women who aren't in that stereotypical family with a husband and kids and this home. I have a home, I have family, I have a lot of love around me, but I don't have that normal family structure that other people have, right? And this woman travels and she shows women how to go on solo trips and she really enjoys every moment. She romanticizes every moment of her life. I love the fact that she also shows the ups and the downs. And yes, it gets lonely and she still goes out on dates and she's still trying. So, being mindful and being present in the moment for whatever age you are, whatever phase in your life that you are, even if you are married with the kids, and then you're maybe seeing the woman who's single, who's traveling and experiencing and thinking, like, wow, I wish I could do that, right? It's like the grass is always greener on the other side. But how do we enjoy every part of the timeline that we are given? How do we make that the most wonderful and appreciate the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Because not every single moment of our journey is going to be this picture perfect Instagram worthy moment. There's going to be ups and downs, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to be lonely, and it's going to be sad, and it's going to be joyous. There's going to be so many different moments that we go through life. There's going to be health, there's going to be sickness. But if we truly live in the moment and we decide to make every single experience the best that we could ever have, then we're going to have this cumulative effect of moments where at the end of our lives, we're going to be like, wow, look at all these beautiful moments. I thought my life was going to look so much different, but the fact that it didn't and it surprised me, like, this is beautiful. And I know I've said this on the show before, but it's almost like if you're watching a movie, what if you already knew exactly what was gonna happen? What if you already knew that the blonde girl was gonna end up with the brunette guy and they were gonna have 2 kids and then they were gonna break up and then they were gonna get married again? Like, how boring would that be if every single movie that you saw, you already knew what was gonna happen? If every book that you read, you already knew the storyline, you already knew the characters. I was talking to my client the other day, and she recently had some things that happened in her life. She had some loss, and we had a really great conversation. And we confirmed the fact. I say this multiple times, but I heard it somewhere and I don't remember where. But ever since I heard that, it really brings a lot of hope and happiness to me. So, sharing that with you all, I think is wonderful because that's why we're here. But think about the fact that you probably haven't even had some of your most happiest memories yet. Think about maybe some of your favorite people. You might not even have met them yet. Like, there's people in my life that I have met the past year, year and a half that have become such a big part of my life or my community or my network. It's such a blessing. And to think about that there's so many people that are still going to come into my life and they're going to add value to mine, and then I'm going to add value to theirs. What a beautiful thought. Like, to think about the fact that there's so many happy moments that are yet to be experienced. Like, that's crazy to think about that. It's almost like a movie or a book, right? We're only on chapter 5. What if there's like 50 chapters left that we don't even know are left, right? So if we are in such a rush to figure out every little detail of our life and think, oh, I'm already too old. I think I read somewhere that the average millionaire, their age is around 40, I think 40 to 45. Excuse me? What? That means I'm like, in my prime. So listen, I am taking it all in. Some of my goals for this year is to be more mindful, to be more present, to slow down, to simplify my life because, yes, I am a Virgo. And your girl likes to overthink. Your girl likes to be such a perfectionist and make shit way too hard. I just make things so hard for myself that sometimes I get so annoyed. For example, today I went to a really, really amazing event that because I met people over the last year, I put myself in situations, I put myself in the rooms that I wanted to be in. I walk in like I own the place. Not necessarily like I own the place, but I walk in like I belong because I do. And you belong in the rooms that you want to be in as well. So today I went to an amazing event. It was beautiful. I was invited by a friend that I made over a year ago. And actually, it's not even a year ago, it'll be a year in April. But I'm so excited. And in that room were a group of people that I've met that have become acquaintances, friends, and I enjoy their company. I'm learning so much from them. We're networking, and it's just such a good vibe to know that I can really put myself in every room and talk to anybody and learn from them and see what I can help them with and how we can network. And it was just great. I talked to a few people where I was giving them advice on their business, and other people that have like a beautiful farm, and we're going to maybe collaborate. It's just really great to think about if I would have been so scared to not put myself in this uncomfortable situation where I knew I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I had a vision that if we just think, oh, I'm just like, I'm too old for this. I should have done it in my 20s. Now it's too late. It's oversaturated. There's too many podcasts. Like, what? No. So, whatever it is for you that you're thinking, oh, I'm too late. Like, if it's dance classes or ceramics or photography, or maybe you want to take piano lessons or take French, whatever it is, it's not too late. It'll be too late when you're dead. That's when it's too late. And then you can't do anything. What if you're like on your deathbed? I know this is morbid, but what if you were like 90 and you're looking back, and then you say to yourself, I should have done this and this and this and this? No, let's minimize that I should have. I like to live in the moment and think maybe it was a little cringy that I did that, but listen, at least I did it, and at least a lot of the times we come out with some really good stories. I feel like the last 2 years, we've just been doing it for the plot, and because I am an overthinker, it's a little bit harder for me to kind of just go with the flow and do it with the plot, do it for the plot. But I have some really great friends that push me, and they're like, no, do it anyways. Go, go. I have a great support system. All of that to say, I feel like I'm just kind of like going from one direction to another. I will come back to all the stories. I promise I will close all the loops. But me saying that I'm a perfectionist and I want to simplify my life. I went to that beautiful event today, and I knew that I wanted to record the podcast, but I really want to start making it easier for myself. And I said, you know what? Let's just make it really chill. Let's sit on the floor. Let's not put all the lights up because I want it to be vibey, right? So I switched it up. And here we are because I want to simplify what brings me joy. So I love doing the podcast. What is sometimes overwhelming is all the setup and the filming and the editing. Thank God I have an amazing person that helps me edit. Thank you, Sarah. You're amazing. But, it's just the cleanup, the setup, the this, the lights. So here is your message that you were meant to hear today. How can you simplify your life today? Okay, let's brainstorm, right? Maybe it's whatever you're cooking for meal prep. I used to oversimplify all of my I mean, not oversimplify, sorry. I used to overcomplicate my meals. Yes, I love cooking and I love eating, and I get bored of things sometimes because sometimes I can eat the same thing over and over again, and other times I'm just like, no. And I used to make like full on crazy menus. It would take me like a whole day. It was just so complicated. I think it might be ADHD. I don't know. I definitely have something. It runs in the family, I think, but I'm digressing. Anyways, let's go back. Let's loop around. Let's loop around to this woman who's on Instagram. I think her name is 30 Waves. I'm not sure, but she's great. I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw a post, and she's saying she's turning 40 this weekend and she's throwing herself a wedding. Okay. I was like, yes, girl. That means that she gets to choose everything. She gets to choose the vibe, the outfits, the ambiance, the decor, everything. And I think she's doing it in a villa in Italy, and it's like a 3-day event. Oh no, it's in London, because one of the days, Yes, I think it's in a castle in London. Because one of the days, I think it's like they have a beautiful dinner party, and then the next day they're gonna go hunting, shooting, but I think they're shooting clay, so they're not killing animals. And then the next day or that night is like the big glitter, beautiful, glamorous birthday party. But that made me so happy for her because she is making the best and she is living in the moment and she is enjoying herself and she is celebrating her life. How beautiful is that? Not everybody has to throw a party. And like, if that's what calls you, then do it. If that's not what calls you and you just want to go to a resort and have a massage and be by the beach, then do that. But do whatever your soul is asking you to do. Stop waiting for tomorrow because we don't know if tomorrow is gonna come. So I think that was the message that I was meant to share because it has been something that has been really on my mind. And it's almost like my intuition kept telling me for myself, that's what I need to do. And then when I was just kind of like looking on my phone, that popped up. And I'm like, you know what? I really think that we need to, because it's the beginning of the year, we still have the rest of the year to think about and to have a really beautiful, mindful, present year. What a gift. Like, what a gift to slow down and actually enjoy these moments. I will definitely keep you guys updated on my progress. You guys know that this is a safe space for us. So I tell you guys when my ups are high and when my lows are low. But here we are, and I'm really enjoying the ride. And I am so happy that you guys are riding along with me. But when some of the other exciting news that I have is I want to start doing a few more YouTube videos. If you're watching on YouTube, you already know where you are. But if you're watching on Spotify or Apple, Amazon, or iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening, come on over to YouTube because we're going to start. Listen, I keep getting requests. Whenever I post on Instagram, I usually post my workouts, my food. I keep getting questions about my recipes, my workouts, the mindset for working out. Well, listen, I'm going to start giving you guys tips and tricks that you can easily apply into your everyday life. Things that help me. I am a natural chubby girl. Well, I'm curvy and I definitely take care of myself. But when I was younger, I think I actually didn't start gaining weight until we moved to the United States, which is when I was about 8. And that is when I had like an abundant amount of delicious bread from Boudin Bakery. There was like croissants and sourdough and so much food. And that is really when I felt like all of my trauma happened because I didn't know how to speak English. And I think that really held me back. And there was like so many layers of stress, and I coped with food. So that's when I learned how to cook because that's how I wanted to cope with my emotions. Now that I know what my triggers are, I know and I understand that whenever I'm under stress, I need to do something about it and I need to not turn to food. And it's just, I'm so much more mindful and I'm able to actually feel the feelings. A lot of people don't really know how to connect all of these things. So, that this is all part of being present and being in the moment and not waiting until and not thinking about like, oh, I'm too old to get into the best shape of my life or my body won't do that anymore. No, 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 no. We're getting in the best shape of our life this year. And if you want to join me, come on over to YouTube because we're going to have vlogs, we're going to have workout tips, I'm going to have workout outfits, like all of my favorite Amazon and name brand, the different workout, like I do have an aloe that I was gifted. I have Honor, which I love. And I have a bunch from Amazon that are great that I wear all the time. But I really want to start giving you guys all of the resources that I've been able to compile so that we can become the best version of ourselves. I mean, this is what becoming the main character of our own life means, right? So we're not waiting, we're not saying we're too old or we're too young or whatever it is that we're telling ourselves. We're letting go of all of these limiting beliefs and we're actually putting in the work. And I think the best way to lead is to show you guys by example. So here I am offering myself as tribune. Is that how you say it? It's tribune, right? Or tribute? I don't know. Listen, I'm ESL. Don't get mad at me. I don't know. I'm trying to elevate my speech. We're working on being more eloquent, but whatever, you know what I mean. I am putting myself up on the spotlight because I think I should lead by example. So that's exciting and that's what's coming up. And I can't wait for you guys to come along this ride because I need you to listen to this one thing. The question isn't what if it doesn't work. The question is, who do I become if I keep waiting? Because the idea of it's too late is rarely about time. It's about watching other people fail and deciding that failure would break you. So we're not doing that. I'm going to need you to listen to me and say this to yourself. I am not late. I am right on time. This is divine timing. What is meant for me won't pass me by. Okay? And listen, it wouldn't be our little safe space if I didn't give you a little homework. So, for today's episode, I want you to think about how can you be more mindful in your daily life. So think about one thing, one moment, something that maybe you can slow down. And then another thing, how can you simplify something in your life that is causing you stress? Think about maybe like your food prepping, your groceries, the way you do laundry, whatever it is. But how can you simplify your life? How can you make one thing easier? It might be how you communicate, right? Sometimes, we just like to avoid things. We say things and then we regret it. So, how can we simplify our emotions? How can we just add more ease and happiness and mindfulness back into our lives? All right? Wow. Thank you so much for joining me and for listening. I truly appreciate every like, every comment. Thank you so much for everybody who listens. And if you think this episode would help anybody or anybody that you know would enjoy it, please like, share, comment. Thank you. It means the world to me when you do, and it helps other people find the show. So, thank you, and I will see you until next time.